Let's talk about preview mode. We've already talked a little bit about it, and we'll repeat some stuff, but we want to make sure we understand how preview mode works versus browse mode, find mode, and layout mode, because it's an important mode that allows you to do quite a few things differently than you would in browse mode. So let's go ahead and enter preview mode. We could go to the view menu and choose it, or we can go to the preview button here in the status toolbar. And again, what happens is FileMaker tries to fit as many records on a page as possible. You can change this with sliding objects, but we're not going to go over that until later. So we can make things slide through unused space and make more fit on one page. We can also play around with the spacing here that goes in here by changing the parts, which you've seen in layout mode, the body part, the header part, and the footer part. So a lot of things we can do in layout mode that affect how preview mode works. Same as what we do in browse mode can affect what's in preview mode. All these modes are connected together. They work independently, but they're connected together. They affect each other. And as we scroll down, we'll notice that we don't have enough space here to fit a record. Well, that's another option in layout mode. It won't put half a record here unless you tell it to. So we've actually got just whole records showing on this. And then if we go to the next page, not record, then we're going to see the third and fourth records on that page. And we can't fit a fifth on here, so it goes ahead and waits to put it on the next page. So again, you can override that, but the default is to not split records up. So again, you have the slider, and you'll notice that you have a question mark here for the total number of pages because for efficiency reasons, performance considerations, it doesn't calculate all the pages when you first go into preview mode, because you may only want to see the first page in preview mode just to get a quick glimpse on what it looks like. Just scroll all the way to the end, and then you have the total number of pages, and you can go back to the beginning and start looking through them, knowing what page you're on. So you also have this status toolbar area here, right? It's changed. You have save as Excel, save as PDF, print, and page setup. Those are all items available under this menu. Page or print setup, print, and save send records as Excel or PDF. These are all nice little features that we'll go over later, not right at this moment, but they're really features that are available mostly for preview mode. So they make them available here for you. You also want to realize that you have this records menu here. You have go to record, next, and go to, but this is really referring to pages because you're in preview mode. It doesn't have a preview because these are really records. You know, find mode is finding records, layout mode is working with layouts, but browse and preview are very similar. It's just preview tries to put all those records on a page, so that's why they continue to call it records. But you can't create a new record here. You can't duplicate a record. You can't do all this stuff. You can only do a few of the things. You can show all records, show them only, which we'll cover later, sort records and things like that. A lot of these things are dimmed out because they're really not available here. And there really was no need for a special preview menu because there'd barely be anything underneath it anyhow. Now also realize that you can customize this toolbar. So if you go to View, Customize Status Toolbar, you can change it as well as Find Mode, Status Toolbar, Browses, and Layouts. They're all independent of each other. So customize it to your own needs. Make sure you go to each of the four modes and do that. You also have all these items down here. Exit preview. You can change your view. Well, you actually can't change it. It's dimmed out here. You can't change it in preview mode, but you can switch layouts if you want if we had multiple layouts. So there's a lot going on here in preview mode, maybe more than you think. It's not just simply a print preview. It actually is the ability to go ahead. You can run scripts in here. You can do a lot of things in here that you may not expect. You can save a PDF document from here. There's all kinds of things you can do. So don't think of it as the ugly stepchild mode. It's very useful. Maybe not as useful as find and browse and layout, but it is got its use. And often I will show, when I'm designing a solution, show a user with a script this mode so they can go, oh yeah, that's what I want to print. Okay. And then I show them a dialog that says, do you want to print or not? And they choose yes or no. So it gives them an option to see what's going to happen. So I like this mode a lot. Now we also want to remember that this is print preview, so when you go into page setup or print setup, changing any one of these attributes may change how it looks here. So if we go ahead and switch to landscape and click OK, you'll notice that we go into landscape mode. So it tries to represent what it's going to print like. So we'll go back and change that back. Any of these options will do that. What kind of printer you have selected could change that. In fact, you can even change these margins if you want to override what the printer settings are. so that you could have half-inch margins no matter what. And that's done in layout mode. And again, layout mode determines a lot of what it looks like in preview mode or browse mode or even find mode. So all of these modes interact. Don't disregard preview mode. It's a good mode. I use it all the time. It maybe just doesn't do quite as much as other modes, but still very handy in your FileMaker career.